For more awesome content, head to ystech.org, link in the description. The moment I've been waiting for is finally here. Hey guys, I'm Wires from ystech.org here, and today I've got a budget build for New Zealand for May of 2022. Currently, there are a lot of specials that are going on from retailers at the moment, so being quick if you guys want to get those deals, because this is a pretty decent build for its price. Also, there are a few things to consider in terms of compromises for the future with this build, so make sure you check the later part of this video out. It will all be time stamped down, so you guys can skip to it if you want to. First off is the CPU. I've gone with the i3-12100F. It's a quad-core processor, and it currently comes in at $164.95 from Computer Lounge as being the cheapest. It's a decent quad-core CPU, and it's specifically aimed at budget gamers. At this price, I'd actually say it's a pretty good value for money considering that it is quad-core, and it does have 8 threads as far as I believe. So you'll be perfectly fine for gaming. Now, if you want to do more like productivity tasks, you'd probably be better off with a 6-core CPU from either Ryzen, AMD, or from Intel. But for gaming, for budget gaming, specifically for this video, you'll be more than fine with it. Second of all, we've gone with the motherboard being the ASRock H610M HDV Micro ATX motherboard. It's currently $150.94 from PB Tech. It comes with 2 DIMM slots for the RAM. It is PCIe 4.0, so you won't have any problems running the current generation of AMD graphics cards. Overall, it's a good budget board, and it is the cheapest in New Zealand at the moment for the 12th gen CPUs from Intel. Next up, I've got the RAM. It's the G.Skill Ripjaws V 16 gigs. It's DDR4 3200 and it's CL16. Currently on special from PB Tech at $112.24. Overall, it's a decent price for a kit of RAM that is 16 gigs, and especially that it's DDR4 3200 CL16. For RAM of any class, I would say for 16 gigs on, especially on a budget build, anything under $115 New Zealand is a really good deal. So this fits the classification pretty easily. Next, we've got the storage. So I've gone with the Samsung 980 500GB M.2 NVMe drive. It's currently $78.99 from PB Tech, and it's currently one of the cheapest NVMe drives in New Zealand at the moment. Especially a SSD from Samsung is bound to be good quality, at least in my experience. That's the reason I've chosen it, and it is pretty cheap at the same time. I believe that one is on special at the moment. They're usually around $99. Overall, a decent SSD for its price. Next, we've got the graphics card, and I've gone with the MSI Radeon RX 6600. It's an 8GB card, so it's pretty decent for most AAA games today at 1080p. You should be fine running it with the i3 processor that's included in this build. It's currently $499 from Computer Lounge or PB Tech, and that's actually a very decent price for a 1080p gaming card. I'd say that it's probably one of the better value options at the moment. There is the RX 6600 XT, which is around $100 more expensive, so around $600. If you guys can stretch the budget up to that, then that will be an even better build for 1080p or low 1440p gaming. But just for this budget build, I try to keep it as low as possible with going with the best that you can. And we've made certain compromises in certain places, but I wouldn't say that this graphics card is one of them. It's just a great option for 1080p in New Zealand at the moment, considering it's one of the cheapest graphics cards from the current lineup in the mid-range in New Zealand, and it's $499. I think that's a good price for it. Also, compared to other RX 6600s, from what I've seen, they perform similarly anyway. Next, we've got the case. So we've gone with the Deepcool Matrix 40 Micro ATX Mid Tower, and it's currently gone down to $55.20. This guy usually goes for around $80, and it comes with 1 exhaust fan and a power supply shroud. Also the tempered glass side panel, which is awesome to see, and the airflow mesh front panel. Don't know how much of an impact that will actually make, but it should be better than just having a solid panel here. Overall, a decent case for $55. I'd actually pick it up if I needed a case today. It's micro ATX, so it's a little bit smaller as well, but they usually are around $80. So yeah, I'd say that's a really good deal at the moment if you guys want to pick that up. Next, we've gone with the power supply is the Corsair CV 750 watt bronze rated power supply. It currently comes in at $109 from Extreme PC, and well, It's a non-modular power supply, so if you guys want to get a better power supply, feel free to go and change any of the parts in this build. That's completely up to you. I just wanted to give you guys a baseline, but this is one of the cheaper non-modular power supplies at 750 watts. I know that's actually completely overkill for a build like this. For a build like this, you could go with 550 watt power supplies easily. If you guys want to go a bit cheaper, then that's perfectly fine, but this is the one that kind of fit in the middle there, and it is from Corsair, so it shouldn't be too bad quality overall. In the end, the budget comes to $1,168.32 for the total build. And that's an awesome price considering that I actually haven't been able to make a budget computer build in recent memory for under 1,200 and probably over a year. It's been a really long time since I've been able to do this and actually say, you know guys, this is a decent computer and you're going to be able to play games easily at 1080p. This guy fits the bill finally, and I'm really happy to say we're finally back to budget builds again, so hopefully I will be pushing out a few more of these videos in near future, and especially with the new things to come with the new generations of graphics cards and processors. So a quick note on what's to come in this year for tech news. I'd say it's really good to keep up with Gamers Nexus and Hardware Unboxed. They usually give some really good news coming out. Also, TechLink from Linus gives you some good insight, but I'll just give you guys a quick rundown. So there will be new hardware coming out this year, as you guys probably already know. So 4000 series from NVIDIA should be releasing soon, and the AM5 socket from AMD for processors will be a huge step up. So it's important to consider three things. So the first thing would be that current generation's prices should start to fall even more and towards the future, hopefully. And the second of all is if you guys want to get better hardware, you guys can wait until that comes out later in the year. I'm sure it will be better than today, especially for the AMD side. If you guys don't want to stick on AM4, or maybe you already have a Ryzen 2000 series or 1000 series processor, it's probably best to wait for AM5 to come out with the LGA socket, because you're not going to be able to use your current AM4 CPUs in the AM5 sockets. That's important to consider. And third of all is that just remember what you're missing out on. So if you guys want it or don't want it, that's up to you, but there should be some decent performance gains coming up with the new generations in hardware, especially with DDR5. Who knows what's going to happen with that, with new series from AM5, and hopefully the new Intel CPUs already have DDR5 with it, so we'll see what happens with that. But overall, yeah, that is something considered, that parts should start to get even better in terms of their performance and hopefully their price. But if you guys don't want to wait, then I'd be perfectly fine to go with something like this, and it should last you another at least 2 to 3 years. And it's under $1,200, so you can upgrade from here if you guys wanted to in terms of your graphics card, considering that this board does have PCI 4.0. That's a little bit of my ramble, and I hope that made sense to you guys. So that's probably the piece of advice I'd give you guys. If you want a budget build, then go for it, and if you can't spend any more, you can't wait anymore, this guy would be perfectly fine for any 1080p gaming. So that about sums up the video. Make sure you can check out ystech.org for the latest post reviews and much more. I'll see you guys there at ystech.org. But other than that, I hope you guys have an awesome day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.